Hello! Thank you for joining me for another Card of the Week video from whiteroottarot.com. My name is Leah Betts, and together with my partner Corinne Labita, we are the masterminds behind whiteroottarot.com. This week I'm going to pull a card from the Fountain Tarot. It is my favorite deck. I use it almost every day, and it has been giving me some heavy-hitting messages this week for my own life, so we'll see what the cards have to say for the collective today. Hope your week is going well. Today is Tuesday, April 10th? Yes, today is Tuesday, April 10th. And I'm just going to ask the cards what message we need to hear for this week. Oh, the tower jumped out. Gotta love that. I am not going to read on the tower today. That is a card for another day. I know a lot of people will read on the cards that jump out of their deck. I typically do not. I don't know if I'm in the right place today to do just an impromptu video on the tower. It can be kind of a heavy card. It doesn't have to be, but we'll see if it pops up again. So what message do we need to hear this week? Ooh, this week we have the Two of Swords. In most decks that I look at, I think the Two of Swords is usually one of the most beautiful cards. It typically shows a woman that is blindfolded holding two swords on a beach. So the way that the Fountain Tarot has depicted her is with her swords raised, and it almost looks like she's walking across the water. I think that's pretty cool. There's some mountains in the background. Looks like either a really cloudy sky with a sun, or this is nighttime and that is a moon. It's not super obvious which one that is. And she's got a shroud covering her. She's actually not walking across the water. There are stones that she is stepping on, so it kind of gives you a completely different read depending on how you want to look at that. Two of Swords is usually about conflict. It's inner conflict. You've got some choices facing you. You have reached an impasse. You've been battling for a while, and you've kind of reached a standstill. I always get kind of a blind justice feel from the Two of Swords. For me, this usually stands for you've got two choices in front of you, or there's a person in your life that you are, I don't want to say battling with, but you've got some conflict with something. So look at your life, where's the conflict in your life? And you've reached an impasse. You have come to a point where you cannot go backwards. You can't give up your ground, but you can't go forward until you make a choice. So this card is definitely asking you today, which side are you going to pick? Are you going to compromise? Are you going to lay your swords down? Are you going to fight harder? How much energy do you have left to spend at this fight? But there's definitely the feeling of not being able to go any further until something gives, something changes. Yeah, definitely a card for you're in the middle of it right now. I know this doesn't make for an interesting video, but sometimes you have to really look at the image and see what it is speaking to you. I have a really overwhelming sense with this card specifically that that cloth that is wrapped around her, it is really holding her back. That's really where I get that feeling of conflict. Is this something that's very close to you? This is something that it used to feel comfortable. It almost makes me feel like when you are battling the top sheet when you're sleeping. I know that's a weird analogy, but could you imagine waking up from a dream and you've got that sheet wrapped around you, and you're in the middle of the ocean here, you're in the river, so it's all wet and you're just trying to pull it off of you. It's covering your face. Part of you is exposed. Yeah, so I've got that feeling of battle, conflict, but something that you shouldn't be having conflict with, something that should be comforting, something that should be your safe space. And instead you are fighting it, and it's fighting back, and something's gonna have to give. So that's my insight for you today. Yeah, you've got a choice to make. What choice are you going to make so that you can continue moving forward? Are you going to lay down your swords? Or are you going to slay the obstacle that's in front of you? Are you going to take the blinders off? Something that's too close to you, maybe you're too close to it, you can't see it clearly. Swords usually have to do with your mental space. So this could be a mental battle that you're facing right now. Look for something that can help clear that space, give you a little bit of clarity, so that way you can look at your situation clearly and make the right choice for you in your life today. All right, that is all I have for you. Hope you've been enjoying following along our 100 Days project on Instagram. If not, you can totally follow us at White Root Tarot on Instagram and see. Corinne and I have decided to figure out how to make our own tarot deck. So we're at the beginning stages of that and joining with the 100 Days project, where you pick one action that's creative and do that every day for 100 days. So we're documenting the process there on Instagram. Give us a like, give us a follow. If you enjoyed this video today, feel free to leave a comment or let us know what you thought. And I hope to see you next week for Corinne's video. All right, bye for now.